President Sisi returns to Egypt after participating in informal meetings on Palestinian issue in Riyadh with Arab leaders. President Sisi thanks King Philip VI and Spanish Prime Minister Sanchez for warm hospitality during Spain visit. An African Union extends President Sisi's chairmanship of NIPAD until February 2026. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Qnews, bringing you the latest updates from Egypt. President El-Sisi has returned to Egypt after participating in an informal meeting on the Palestinian issue in Riyadh with the participation of leaders from Egypt, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain and Jordan. The meeting was part of regular discussions aimed at strengthening coordination and cooperation between the countries, focusing on enhancing Arab unity, especially regarding the Palestinian cause. The discussions are expected to feed into the upcoming Arab League summit, where further resolutions regarding the issue will be addressed. President Sisi had arrived in Riyadh the previous evening for this meeting following an official visit to Spain. President El-Sisi has expressed his sincere thanks and appreciation to King Philip VI, Queen Letizia and Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez for the warm reception and generous hospitality during his visit to Spain. In a post on Facebook, President Sisi thanked the Spanish Prime Minister for the fruitful discussions highlighting the strength of the strategic relationship between Egypt and Spain. He also expressed his anticipation to host the King, Queen and Prime Minister in Egypt in the near future. The 38th Ordinary Session of the African Union Summit has approved the extension of President El-Sisi's chairmanship of the Steering Committee of Heads of States and Governments of the African Union Development Agency, the NIPAD, for an additional year lasting until February 2026. This decision reaffirms African leaders' confidence in Egypt's leadership of NIPAD, which plays a crucial role in implementing continental development projects and securing funding for them. Assistant Foreign Minister for U.S. Affairs Ambassador Sameh Abul-Anain met with a delegation from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce to finalize the arrangements for the upcoming Egypt-U.S. Investments and Economic Forum. According to the Egyptian Foreign Ministry, Abul-Anain also discussed the Egypt-U.S. strategic dialogue, which led to the formation of a working group focused on cultural and educational cooperation, as well as collaboration in tourism and antiquities. Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs Ambassador Abu Bakr Hifni met with his South African counterpart to discuss ongoing efforts to implement a ceasefire in Gaza, achieving a just solution to the Palestinian issue and establish an independent Palestinian state. On the sidelines of the G20 Foreign Ministers meeting, both sides emphasized the need to swiftly resolve the current crisis in eastern Congo through dialogue led by the East African Community and the Southern African Development Community in coordination with the African Union. Egyptian Foreign Minister Badr Abdulhadi has reaffirmed Egypt's rejection of any attempts to displace Palestinians or annex the lands, warning that such actions undermine peace efforts and could escalate the conflict, threatening regional security and stability. Speaking at the G20 Foreign Ministers meeting, Abdul Ati stressed the need to address the situation in Gaza without isolating it from the West Bank. He also condemned unilateral measures, including land annexation, settlement expansion, violations of holy sites and military incursions, stating that these actions exacerbate tensions and obstruct the path to peace. Minister of Education and Technical Education Mohammed Abdul Latif participated in an interactive seminar today focusing on the educational partnership between Egypt and Japan. In his speech, Minister Abdul Latif outlined the educational reforms underway in Egypt, emphasizing the key role of Egypt-Japan collaboration in advancing technical and vocational education and promoting modern learning methods. He highlighted that vocational education serves as Egypt's gateway to future, reaffirming Egypt's commitment to its development in partnership with Japan. Egypt's Minister of Health and Population has announced that more than 7 million children have received hearing screening services since the launch of the Presidential Initiative for Early Detection and Treatment of Hearing Loss and Impairments in Newborns in September 2019. Ministry spokesperson Hussam Abdel Ghaffar stated that the number of referral hospitals and hearing centers across the country has increased to 34, up from 30, with all facilities equipped with the latest medical devices and supplies to support the initiative. The Ministry of Health and Population organized a sports marathon day in conjunction with the World Rare Disease Day in front of the ministry's headquarters in the new administrative capital. The event aimed to raise awareness, encourage community collaboration, and improve the future for individuals with rare disease under the sponsorship of Dr. Khaled Abdel Ghaffar, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Health. Dr. Hussam Abdel Ghaffar, the ministry's spokesperson, highlighted the importance of such initiatives in increasing awareness of rare diseases which are often under-recognized and in addressing the challenges faced by patients and their families. He also noted that the event promoted physical activity benefiting all participants. Minister of Housing Sharif al-Sharbini has issued 4 demolition orders targeting buildings violations and encroachments in the northwestern coast, the new city of Al-Fashan, and a plot of land within a social housing project in one of the villages. Al-Sharbini reaffirmed the ministry's commitment to removing illegal structures to preserve the urban landscape, prevent unregulated construction, and protect state resources. He also stressed that city officials have been directed to strictly enforce these measures, as ensuring compliance falls under their direct responsibility. Minister of Supply and Internal Trade Sharif Farouk has announced an extension of the Ahlan Ramadan exhibits for an additional week, with some governorates set to continue hosting the exhibits throughout the month of Ramadan. The decision comes in response to the high public turnout, reflecting citizens' confidence in the quality of products and the discounts offered during the event. Abu Simbel Temple in southern Aswan saw a significant influx of tourists this morning, just one day before the solar alignment with the sanctuary of Ramses II. Tomorrow, the world's attention will turn to Abu Simbel to witness one of the most important historical and archaeological events, the sun aligning with the face of Ramses II in the Great Temple. This unique astronomical phenomenon happens twice a year, on February 22nd and October 22nd. Minister of Environment Yasmin Fuad discussed with her Saudi counterpart Abdulrahman Al-Fadli existing and future areas of cooperation between the two countries in the field of environmental protection. On the sidelines of the ministerial meeting of the Regional Organization for the Conservation of the Environments of the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden, the Environment Minister reviewed Egypt's efforts to develop its lakes, highlighting initiatives to restore ecological balance to Lake Qarun through several measures, including fish farming in the lake. The Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank of Egypt has decided to keep the overnight deposit and lending rates unchanged at 27.25% and 28.25%. The central bank uses interest rates as a tool to manage inflation, adjusting them to curb rising prices or stimulate economic growth based on market conditions. The Egyptian General Petroleum Corporation has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Ampero Group Alliance to explore opportunities for improving energy efficiency, reducing emissions, and lowering the carbon footprint within Egypt's petroleum sector. As part of the agreement, the company plans to establish an integrated project aimed at capturing carbon emissions from various petroleum and gas industry activities, including refining and petrochemicals, and converting them into high-value products. A methanol production unit powered by a solar energy station will be developed as part of this initiative, which will produce green methanol, a clean and renewable fuel. Minister of Petroleum Karim Badawi received a delegation from Arcais Energy led by CEO Nasser Saif Al-Yafa to discuss the company's project in Egypt during the current period. On the sidelines of the Egypt International Energy Conference and Exhibition Egypt's 2025, the Minister of Petroleum emphasized the government's integrated efforts to enhance the investment climate and modernize investment systems. This aims to create a favorable environment for the success of investors and achieve mutual benefits for the state and companies operating in the energy sector. And turning to sports, Al-Ahli and Zamalek are preparing for crucial encounter in the 129th Egyptian League Summit match, scheduled to take place tomorrow at Cairo Stadium. The derby match between Al-Ahli and Zamalek is set to be held tomorrow at 7 p.m. at Cairo Stadium as part of the 15th week of the league championship. The Egyptian trio of Noor Al-Sharbini, Rawan Al-Arabi and Ali Farag have qualified for the quarter-finals of the Texas Squash Championship. U.S. state of Texas is hosting the Texas Squash Championship from February 18th till the 24th, with prize money totaling $100,000 for both women and men. The Egyptian Meteorological Authority has predicted that tomorrow will continue to experience a cold wave during the day with very cold conditions. At night across most regions, temperatures are expected to drop by 3 to 4 degrees Celsius. There is also a chance of light to moderate rainfall along the northeastern coasts, with light rainfall expected on the northwestern coasts and northern parts of the Nile Delta. Well, that brings us to the end of our news bulletin. Here is what we've been covering. President El-Sisi returns to Egypt after participating in informal meetings on Palestinian issue in Riyadh with Arab leaders. President El-Sisi thanks King Philip VI and Spanish Prime Minister Sanchez for warm hospitality during Spain's visit. And African Union extends President El-Sisi's chairmanship of NEPAD until February 2026. That's all for now. Remember to stay updated by following Qnews for the latest developments. Many thanks for watching.